Hey, Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily, and guys, I am here with a Panda Pied. That's right, that's a super black pastel pied. This is a female I produced 2 years ago. She's putting on really nice size, and she should be breeding at the end of this year for sure, assuming she continues to eat, which is sometimes a big assumption to make with these guys. Look at that beautiful black spot she's got. Just an awesome looking Panda Pied. She's got some black spots here too, some pigment spots. Just really nice. That's one of my favorite combinations. And I've always said that I'd love to be able to make a lot of these available, for people to buy for pets, because who doesn't want a panda, right? I remember when I was growing up as a kid, and the holy grail of hamsters was the panda hamster. And I see it nowadays. They sell them all the time. So someone did it. It took a lot of years, but they did it. Anyway, I have a female that just laid, her mama actually, just laid a big clutch of eggs. I think it's big. She's sitting on a mound. And she is a black pastel het pied bred by my black pastel pied. So obviously there's always a chance of getting some Panda Pieds. The year she was born, actually, she had a sister. So I produced 2 of them that year. There have been years where I produced none. So you keep your fingers crossed, and that's all you can do. And so it's funny because this black pastel het pied female has just been great for me. She always produces all the visuals I have. They never do anything. Hopefully she will be, she'll change that, because I'll probably be breeding her to either her dad or one of her brothers, and we'll be trying to produce, Panda Pieds, super black pastel. So for those of you who don't know, black pastel is a pretty dark morph. When you double it up and you do a black pastel, you get a black snake essentially. When you combine that with pied, which breaks up the black, you obviously get a Panda Pied. Now, it seems when you put super black pastel with pied, you tend to get very low or very high white pieds, very low pattern pieds. So the trick has always been, or at least the goal has always been, try to get more pattern into this. The problem is that, Enchi, which adds pattern into pieds, seems to be allelic with black pastel. So if it sits, so you can't get a super black pastel and Enchi pied all in the same combination. You can get a black pastel Enchi pied, but you can't get a super black pastel Enchi pied. So that's a problem, but it seems like it's very variable. So sometimes you get more pattern, sometimes you get less. This girl is pretty good. Hopefully in the future I can get more of the black into the black pastel. But now, interestingly, if you get a super black pastel het pied, a lot of times they actually look pied, because they're all black, and then they have some white ringers in them. That's typical of a super black pastel het pied. If they have a lot of black and just a little white, it's when they're all like white. Sometimes they're completely white, which kind of, people think that's valuable, but it kind of sucks. You want black, you want some black in there, right, to see the panda aspect of it. So, all right, well, we're going to go into the snake room. We got a couple little things. I'm going to maybe I might even head over to my pond first, take a look at that, then come back here and take a look at this clutch. All right, stay tuned. What's up, guys? I have this escaped rat from last week. He's a small rat, and I haven't been able to find him for a week. Yesterday I discovered he was sleeping and living in the blue-tongued skink cage. If he gets through the bars there, and he eats all the food and water. So I caught him. I don't know how I caught him. And I got him, and I put him into one of my, I think it was a Burmese Python cage. Unfortunately, the Burm was in shed, so she didn't eat him. So I didn't want to leave him overnight. This was like 2 a.m. So I opened the cage to get the rat out. It jumped out and got away. I was so mad at myself for being outsmarted by this rat. It drove me crazy. Well, now I just walked into my snake room, and I see the rat. It's back in the blue-tongued skink cage. And I got to figure out how to catch this thing without it getting away. I cannot let it outsmart me twice. All right, there's the rat, guys. If you want to see? So he's sitting there. As soon as I open that cage, he's going to be gone like the wind. So I have to figure out a strategy on how to get this guy. If I don't, then he's going to get away again, and I'm going to be really mad at myself. So I have to outsmart this rat. I cannot be outsmarted 2 days in a row. I will not allow it. I'm willing to take the bite on my hand too, even if I have to. I will not let this thing get out of my sight. Here we go, we're going in. All right, this is my strategy I'm taking. I'm gonna go in really slowly. And I'm gonna like try to appeal to his peaceful side rather than going hard and fast and try to catch him and scare him. So let's see if this works. This glue trap here so he can't get away. We'll run into the glue trap. Oop, look, there's a mouse. We caught another mouse on a glue trap. Little did I know there's more than one out on the road. This guy is so fast, he is just gonna bolt like the wind. I gotta get his tail, that's the key. Get away.
Nope. I saw the mouse.
Yeah.
This guy is so smart, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I know he's probably just waiting until he falls out. You know what? I gotta cover him with something, I think. Maybe like a Tupperware container? I don't know. I don't even know. Got him. I outsmarted him, but he got away from me yesterday when I outsmarted him. Now he's beep. Okay. Look, don't try to outsmart me 2 days in a row. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's not the sight you want to see when you come into your snake room to feed snakes. A Burmese python sitting on top of a rat tub trying to get its meal on its own. He's supposed to be in his cage. Somehow he got out. That's why it's good to have a snake-proof room. All right, we got to get him back in, which means we put the gloves on. Why? He's a sweetheart, but not when he's smelling rodents everywhere. So I'm gonna put the gloves on and put him back in his cage. Oh my God, that is funny. There she is, black pastel, het pied, sitting on a clutch of eggs. Looks like there's some good ones in there too. She's been all reliable for this is her third year in a row, producing a really nice clutch for me. So I'm super happy. Hopefully we'll see some Panda pieds in there. Once again, you can't discount a good het. Great advice I got from Pete Call years ago. I never forget it. Always keep my hets. All right, let's pull her. You can take a look at those eggs, clean her up, and put her in her new tub. All right, it's always fun pulling a female. Sometimes they go gently, sometimes they fight you. Usually the ball pythons are just exhausted. Okay, so we got some good eggs in there. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3. We got about 6 with 1 slug. That should be good. They were just laid. These eggs are soft still, you can see. So we'll be very gentle with them. All right, let's clean her up. All right, she's all cleaned up in her new tub. I'm always surprised too when I get like a really nice clutch of eggs and then I get a slug in there. I'm always wondering what happened to that, why that one ovum didn't get fertilized, you know, because I saw a lot of locks. Obviously, this is an experienced breeding pair. They've had 3 clutches before. It's weird when you get like that one slug. Maybe the egg just wasn't good, you know, I guess you can never tell, but anyway, she's doing great. We're gonna let her rest up, put her hide box in there so she can de-stress a little bit, and we'll close her up and let her take a break and get a nap. All right, we got 6 great eggs. They are super plump. They are absolutely have just been laid. I know I checked late last night, there was no eggs, so she definitely laid them within the last hour or so. They're really, really soft and pliable. They don't even feel like a snake egg yet. They're really, really moist still. That just came out of her, literally. So we'll keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't have, I don't think she has anything else in her. I kind of palpated her. She was pretty flat. And when they're all coiled up laying on that clump of eggs in a perfect coiled position, they're usually done. They know when they're done. When they're all like spread out everywhere, then they haven't finished yet. There's the one slug. Like I said, really weird that I got a slug in such a really great clutch of eggs that were perfect in every way. So let's hope they go to term. Odds would say we would get a Panda pied, statistically speaking, but we'll have to find out. You never know. We might get more than one. We might get nothing. That's the exciting part. It's like a scratch-off lottery ticket. You never know what you're going to get. But I'm excited. Really nice eggs. These are really, like I said, very plump, well-hydrated eggs, really good veins and embryos in there. So I'm pleased with this. Incubator 2 fired up for that new clutch. That's right. This one's filled. Actually, I could have snuck probably one more at the bottom there. I have one empty container of just water, which keeps moisture and humidity in the incubator. I could have snuck another one in there, but I'll save that for like a little mini one because the bottom rack is sometimes hard to get stuff out of. When you have a lot of incubators, you can be picky, but I probably have more eggs clutches that will take up even more than these 3 incubators. But by the time I get to this 3rd incubator, I'll have hatching already in this one, so it'll start clearing this first one. So I should make it through this season with these 3 incubators, no problem. I just got this new one last year. I don't even think I used it last year. I think I never had to. This year I'll definitely need it. I like the big ones. When I bought that little one, I should have bought a big one initially. But you got to think big. I always thought, I'm not gonna have that many clutches, but I was wrong. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's little short video. Trying to always put some interesting information in there and put some topics that people are interested in. Panda pieds. I mean, it's one of the most popular gene combinations. It's really like a double homozygous animal because you have a super black pastel, that's 2 copies of black pastel, with the pied, which is a recessive. And there's not much more you need to do to that to make it awesome. And it's a great pet. It's a great breeding project. You can't go wrong. They're hot. And the prices of Panda pieds have come down a little bit as more have been available, but it's not so easy to hit them. Also, something that we haven't spoken about, and I've talked about in other videos, is the fact that sometimes the super black pastels can be, come out deformed looking. And what I found is that I've never had that happen in any of my black pastel pieds, or super black pastels, I should say. I believe it's line related. There are some lines that tend to throw more defects. The line I got seems to work pretty, I guess you could say, defect free. I haven't noticed any kinking in tails. I haven't noticed any facial deformities at all. Maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know, but I think the E&G line is a much better line than some of the other ones out there where people are seeing the defects. So, needless to say, I haven't seen another combination. Like I've seen the super mahogany pied. It's just not as black as this. Even the super cinnamon pieds are not really as dark as the super black pastel pieds. You see the black. This is the way it goes. To me, this is perfection. I don't really need to perfect any more of that. I'll work on other projects. This is a great project right here. I'll just keep producing as many as I can. And the funny thing is, I really don't like letting them go. I think last year I produced a male Panda pied, I believe, but it had a little pattern on it. I think if you've seen my videos, you know what I'm talking about. I think I have it over here. Hold on, let me see. So this boy, if you look at him, you say, oh, super black pastel pied, but then you look at his head, and his head has a little pattern. So I don't know. Until I breed him out, I won't know if he's, maybe I'll breed these 2 together and see at some point in the future. If we get all Panda pieds, then we know, hey, he's a Panda pied. If we get some that aren't, then we know, all right, he's a black pastel, high expression black pastel pied. But he looks Panda-ish to me. Looks pretty comparable to me. I don't know. You tell me. All right, if you haven't, if you've had enough of the Panda pies now, then turn this off. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. We'll see you back tomorrow morning.